Hello, welcome to Enough Noise channel. In today's video, we are testing a new roadway for noise pollution. It's located in North Austin and it's called Grand Avenue Parkway. How loud this roadway is? Let's find out. Okay, so this is the roadway that we are going to test. It's named Grand Avenue Parkway. It's a long roadway, but we are going just to test a section of it. This section starts from this roadway. It's named Broughton Lane. So from this point, and then going up to all the way up to this roadway, which is Quick Hill Road. As you can see, this roadway goes through a lot of residential dwellings, a lot of single family homes. Let's zoom in to take a closer look. As you can see, a lot of single family homes along the roadway, and this is an apartment and condo complex. It starts from this point, and then this is Grand Avenue Parkway, and then as you can see, homes are closer to the roadway. Let's zoom in so we can take a closer look. And of course, this map is not updated. There are more residential dwellings in these empty lots. So we're going to pick a location to measure the noise, and of course the location is going to be by the edge of the roadway, so we can measure the noise for 24 hours. So first of all, let's drive through this roadway so we can take a look at the neighborhood, the single family homes, the side yards, the backyards, and see how close they are to the roadway. So let's take a look at the roadway and see how it looks like. This is Grand Avenue Parkway. It is a two-lane roadway. It was recently opened to the public, I think maybe 1 year ago. This section of the roadway is bounded by Bratton Lane and Quick Hill Road. As you can see, most of residential dwellings along this roadway are composed of single-family homes and a big apartment complex, and of course a few commercial buildings. Home backyards and side yards where outdoor activity takes place are either located along the roadway or behind the home, where they are hidden by the facade of the home. Major noise source for these homes or residential dwellings is Grand Avenue Parkway. Speed limit is 45 miles per hour. Pavement is made from asphalt. Since this roadway was recently opened to the public and is used to have access to major freeway Interstate 35, it will definitely increase noise levels in the neighborhood, especially those homes located along the roadway. So we are going to pick a location for noise measurements so we can find out how loud and noisy this roadway is. As far as the location of the sound level meter, we picked a location where traffic free flow is maintained. We wanted to make sure that traffic is flowing. We don't want to place the sound level meter next to stops or any obstacles that may slow down traffic. We wanted to make sure that vehicles are speeding up. As the vehicle speed goes up, the noise gets louder and louder. And of course, we wanted to make sure that the location of the sound level meter is just next to the center line of the roadway. Why? Because since the major noise source for these residential dwellings is Grand Avenue Parkway, the location of the sound level meter should be just next to the roadway. As you can see on the picture, sound level meter was nearly 60 feet away from the center line of the roadway. Noise measurements were taken for 24 hours, so to track the loudness of noise during the day and during the night. For weather conditions, the weather was cold for the day of noise measurements. The temperature during the day was 36 degrees, and during the night it was 25 degrees. The reason I am showing this information is because weather conditions can change the loudness of noise when it's cold versus hot, or when we have higher wind speeds versus lower wind speeds. Okay, so we have the results This chart shows how the noise levels change over a 24-hour time period. As you know, the noise changes for every second, for every minute, for every hour. It fluctuates throughout the day and throughout the night. We are using what we call LQ. You see it here. This noise metric stands for the equivalent continuous sound level during a period of time. In this case, it is for 1 hour. We are using the average hourly noise level to track changes of noise levels. Just for your information, this noise metric is used in a lot of noise guidelines, and the purpose is to identify noise impact at residential and commercial spaces. Now, from looking at this chart, the noise levels during the day from, let's say, from 6 a.m. to, it looks like to 6 p.m., the noise levels are in the 70s. The lowest noise level was measured at 6 a.m. and it was 70.2 decibels. And with highest noise level measured at 4 p.m. and it was 73.9 decibels. And at 6 a.m., of course, the noise level was very low. Not very low, but it was lower than the other noise levels during the day, and it makes sense given the low number of vehicles driving at that early time of the day. Now, as we go into the evening and into the nighttime, from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m., the noise levels are in the 60s. The lowest noise level was measured at 3 a.m. and it was 63.6 decibels, which makes sense given the very low number of vehicles driving during that hour of the night. And with highest noise level measured at 7 p.m. and it was 67.1 decibels. This chart gives you a single value of the average noise level for the day, the night time, and the overall average noise level for day and night altogether. This noise metric is called DNL, which stands for the average noise level over a 24-hour time period. The reason why the DNL is higher than the average of the noise levels for the day and for the night is because we apply a 10 decibel penalty to nighttime hours. Why? To account for the higher sensitivity to noise exposure at night. This noise metric of DNL is also used in a lot of noise guidelines to determine the noise impact at residential dwellings. From looking at this chart, the average noise level of the day was 71.7 decibels at 60 feet from the center line of the roadway. And the average noise level of the night is 66.3 decibels. That's a difference of 5.4 decibels, which is considered an obvious change, a clear change in the loudness of noise. DNL is 74 decibels at 60 feet from the center line of the roadway. This chart gives you the standard deviation throughout the day. How dispersed the data is in relation to the mean or the average we calculated in the previous chart. This is very important to know because we want to know if the noise levels tend to be close to the mean or spread out over a wide range. From looking at this chart, the standard deviation for the day is 2.6 decibels, and for the night it is 2 decibels. Those values are considered low. This tells me that noise levels don't change in an obvious or clear or in a significant way around the mean. Even with the DNL, the average noise level throughout the day and throughout the night, we still have a low standard deviation. No obvious or significant change around the mean. Just so you can understand the changes in sound loudness, what do we mean by, let's say, as an example, the noise level of 60 decibels increases to 63 decibels or decreases to 57 decibels. From looking at the chart, the first level, an increase or decrease of 3 decibels in sound loudness is just noticeable, which means you may not notice the change. When you increase or decrease the sound loudness by 5 decibels, it is considered a noticeable change. Now, when you increase or decrease the sound loudness by 10 decibels, that means you double or halve the sound loudness. That is considered an obvious change. Same applies to the significant change in sound loudness, but it is 4 times as loud or 4 times less loud. In relation to our roadway, Grand Avenue Parkway, it seems we are in the first level of change in sound loudness. Noise levels don't change much around the mean or the average, which means the average noise level on that day remains in the 70s, and during the nighttime it remains in the 60s. Throughout the day, when we combine all the noise levels, the average noise level remains in the 70s. Now the big question is, and that's the purpose of this video, is Grand Avenue Parkway is a faint roadway, a moderate roadway, a loud roadway, a very loud roadway, or an extremely loud roadway? The answer is it is a loud roadway. How did we come up to that conclusion? Well, let's take a look at the decibel scale. This is the decibel scale. It shows you noise levels associated with their type of noise sources. The scale shows the loudness of noise coming from different types of noise sources, from breathing to quiet bedroom to normal conversation to noise levels near a highway, up to power tools, subway, and aircraft at takeoff, and so on. It starts from the threshold of hearing, which is 0 decibel, all the way up to the pain of threshold, which is around 130, 140 decibels. As you can see on the scale, the noise levels that are considered loud range from 65 up to 75 decibels. Those noise levels are really annoying and irritating. If we go back to the average noise levels calculated for the day and night, so it was 71.7 decibels for the day, 66.3 decibels for the night, and for the DNL it was 74.0 decibels. These values are in that range of loud noise, which is from 65 decibels to 75 decibels. So Grand Avenue Parkway is considered loud at 60 feet from the center line of the roadway. So that's the noise assessment of Grand Avenue Parkway. So whether you live next to this section of Grand Avenue Parkway or somebody who is looking to move into a neighborhood next to this roadway, I hope this information is useful to you. Just keep in mind, when we say this is a loud roadway, it is based on average noise levels measured by the roadway. It is not measured at any of the residential dwellings located next to Grand Avenue Parkway. That is a different noise assessment. But this information given in this video gives you an idea on how loud noise coming from Grand Avenue Parkway, and you can use it to estimate noise levels at your residential dwelling. We'll make another video on how to find out if your residential dwelling is exposed to higher noise levels and how you can perform your noise homework at your residential dwelling. That's it for today. I hope you will have a great day, free from noise and especially from loud noise. Take care.